The law of conservation of energy states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Energy can change from one form to the other, but the total energy of an isolated system always remains constant. Now that we know the definition, let's talk about it. The objective here is not to learn this information, but rather understand it. To do that, we must constantly talk about it. And initially, these conversations need not be scientifically accurate or at times even logical. You need to make sure that you apply all your previously known knowledge to understand this new one to a level that you do not forget. Once you have done that, that's when you do further research in order to correct and refine your understanding of this information. So, for now, let's just begin with the commentary. Just before I begin, let me just give you a disclaimer that what you might hear in the commentary section of this video or any future video might not be scientifically accurate. Keeping that in mind, let's begin. What is energy? We know there are different types of energies: light energy, heat energy, electricity, mechanical energy, that is potential energy for stationary objects, and kinetic energy for objects in motion. Still, is there a common thing that can be universally considered as energy? There is. The same thing light is made up of: electromagnetic waves, which are also called photons when considered as particles. Photon is a massless particle that is the base level energy. Photon in its wave form is light, visible and invisible. Waves with longer wavelengths cannot pass through solid objects, hence the waves heat them up. That's heat energy. Electrons absorb these protons to freely flow in a wire, resulting in electricity. So, in all these energies, photons play a role. The trickiest one is mechanical energy. When we throw a ball, the food stored in our body in form of chemical energy is converted with chemical processes to perform work. Now my question is, when we throw a ball, does our hand actually transfer photons from our hand to the ball to act as mechanical energy? I don't think so. In an isolated system, total mechanical energy is constant. There is no exchange of photons when contact is made and force is transferred. That's why mechanical work comprises of two types of energy: potential and kinetic. By applying force to an object, what we are doing is converting the mechanical energy from potential to kinetic. As a matter of fact, we never make contact with any object. It's the repulsive force between the adjacent atoms of two nearby bodies that we sense as touch. So, is there an exchange of photons when two bodies are making contact? Possibly, but that is because of friction, breaking of bonds, and adhesive force, formation of bonds. That makes certain objects feel sticky. I don't think there is an exchange of photons for mechanical work. Or maybe there is. When someone makes contact with another object, they become a part of a larger system. Also, potential energy for dead objects might be just a theoretical concept to balance the equations. Energy in form of photons might actually be transferring from the living body to the dead when contact is made. Maybe, I'm not sure about this. On a subatomic level, photons cause changes in the form of energy, but that is something we perceive, not something that actually happens. It is the same as how we perceive materials in three states: solid, liquid, or gas, when actually there is no structural change in the atom of that element based on its state. One such popular change is that Einstein's formula to convert energy into mass. So one can say that everything that exists in the universe is made up of just energy. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed, meaning energy is immortal. Unlike all physical bodies that were once born and will eventually die, death is just energy returning to its perceived original form. So, in a way, one can say that matter that makes us isn't really real. We are just bundles of information that take a specific shape while we are alive. Bhagavad Gita says that our body is temporary but our Atma, soul, is immortal. By comparison, if our body is made of matter, then our soul is energy. This energy or soul is what makes us conscious of our own existence. The way we perceive the world around us through our five senses might be the doing of our body and especially the brain, but the awareness is through the soul. I consider soul to be like an internal clock within us that eternally ticks. This awareness of time is what allows us to experience space and the events of our life. Without time, without an observer, reality has no meaning, and the observer cannot be part of the illusion being observed. Why this insistence on there being a metaphysical entity called a soul? Why can't consciousness be just the manifestation of intricate brain chemistry? Energy might exist for eternity, and how our universe was born might be through Big Bang. But there is still no answer to who or what started our universe. If we are to believe that there is nothing outside our universe or multiverse, then there has to be something that forces energy to change its form. That thing has to be energy itself. That is, which we might not know, but is the collective consciousness that also serves as an observer of what is created. Essentially, what I'm saying is a story cannot exist by itself. You need a storyteller. That storyteller, in the case of a universe, is the energy that can neither be created nor destroyed. That is the immortal soul. That is Paramatma, aka God. Thank you.